Hi everyone, I'm Lee Wynn from SCBWI Team Blog, and I'm here through the magic of virtual reality internet stuff with Suzanne Morgan Williams. Hi, I did know your name. So, Susie, I'm really excited because you are actually moderating this panel on diversity at the upcoming summer conference, and I got you here virtually because I wanted us to find out more about it. So, first of all, tell me how it came about.
Well, Lynn Oliver announced to the regional advisors, I'm part of that list, that it was coming up, and she had invited the people for the diversity panel. I am sure there had been a lot of discussion about this because it's been a topic that people have been talking about for years and years and years, but recently it's come more to the forefront and more to public attention. This was well before the We Need Diverse Books campaign, but in the middle of a lot of different people, a lot of different organizations talking about diversity. And I just sent her a note and said, I'm so glad you're doing this. I had written some articles for the SCBWI in 2012 about diversity. And then she invited me to moderate it. So I was the last person to be added to the panel. And I'm just really honored to do it.
That's great. Let's talk about the panelists. You have Adriana Dominguez. She's an agent.
Yes. And she's with Full Circle Books. And she is, she agents all kinds of things, but she is known for looking for and agenting books about diverse characters and by people of diverse backgrounds, and I have heard of her in that capacity before. So I've never met Adriana. I'm looking forward to the discussion with her.
She's lovely. I've met her, and in fact, it needs to be said that she has this sort of reputation for really focusing on diversity, but that doesn't mean that all the other agents in the world of children's literature aren't interested in getting work from authors and illustrators that feature diverse characters and themes.
Absolutely true.
Just important to put out there. You also have Sharon Flake, right?
Right, and Sharon has written a number of books. Her latest, the one that I read recently, was called Pinned. It was really interesting. Two very different characters in a sort of romance in a high school contemporary situation. Sharon's won multiple awards, and in one of the things that we've been doing to prepare for this panel is emailing each other, and she always has really interesting and relevant things to say. So I'm excited to hear from her too.
That's cool. And Pinned had a disabled character, right?
Yes, there is, and I forget that because I remember his personal characteristics. But yes, he was in a wheelchair. What I remember is that he was very much a perfectionist, and that goes to the heart of diverse characters. That if the character is well drawn and beautifully written, the diverseness goes to the background and the humanness comes to the foreground.
Right. No one's just one thing, right?
Yeah, and Sharon did that beautifully in that book because I'd forgotten that.
Cool. So who else is on the panel? There's Meg Medina.
Right. And her book that I read recently is Yaki Delgado Wants to Kick Your Ass, and it is powerful. When I said that to my librarian, I went to the library to get it, and I said, I want this book, Yaki Delgado Wants to Kick Your Ass, and her mouth dropped open. She was not used to that language in her library, I'm sure, particularly not coming out of my mouth. I think that's what's really different, is this little gray-haired lady says, give me the Kick Your Ass book.
That's great. It's such a great title.
And that one has a really strong message about bullying. And it just tugged at my heart. There are scenes in that were so difficult to read and yet so perfect in terms of letting people know what that feeling is of being humiliated and powerless and trying to keep your head above water when people are after you. And I would certainly recommend it. And Meg also has won a number of awards. This one won the Pura Belpre, I'm pretty sure, this year. And she also, it's been just a joy talking with these people online.
Oh, it's exciting to see that it's all going to come together on the main stage, right, in front of over 1,000 people. Sorry, not to make anyone nervous.
Oh, I'll just not pay attention.
So there's also Lamar Giles, right?
Right.
Am I pronouncing his name right?
I don't know. Again, we've talked online. I've in my head thought Giles, but I have no idea. We'll have to ask him.
Lamar will find out.
And Lamar's book is a mystery thriller, and again, it held my attention from the beginning to the end. It's a debut novel called Fake ID about a kid in the witness protection program. How cool is that?
That's pretty cool.
And I could not figure out who did it. Lamar's book is very riveting. The one that I read, and like I said, it was a debut, so that's the one. And he's been very active in the We Need Diverse Books campaign, where I believe he was on the panel at the BEA and outspoken about the need for diverse books, and will be a great voice to add to the panel.
Super. And then the anchor store is Linda Sue Park.
Oh, right. And who doesn't know Linda Sue's work? And there are so many books to choose from, and such a lovely woman who's giving and so supportive of SCBWI and in many, many different ways. And it will be lovely to work with her too.
I'm really excited, and thank you for giving us a little window into what the diversity panel is going to be about, who's going to be on it. We absolutely do need more diverse books, and I'm so glad that SCBWI is going to shine the spotlight on this issue. And
I think that this is an issue that will change children's lives. I did some research for this panel and for some other ones, and the fact is that more than in my community of Reno, Nevada, which is the biggest little city in the world, we have about 500,000 people in the area, and 38% of the people, according to the demographics, are listed as non-white. This is only looking at racial and ethnic statistics. More than 50% of our kids in public schools are listed as minority. Again, looking only at racial things, not at gender or handicap or any other thing that might be considered. And according to the Cooperative Center for Children's Books at the University of Wisconsin in 2013, only 13.66% of the books that they reviewed, which was over 3,000 written for children and young adults, were either written by people of diverse backgrounds or about people of diverse backgrounds. 13%.
We can do better.
We can do better, and it's important for our kids. So
good. We'll pause there, and we'll continue. We'll get you to continue the conversation up on the main stage at the conference. And thank you so much, Susie.
Thanks, Lee.